YouTube had a huge role to play in that. 2019 is when YouTube kind of reached out to me for this program called Creators for Change. 2018. And they were like, do you want to... So they pick a few creators from across the world and they put like a band of us together and they're like, make videos for this program called Creators for Change. And every year they have different themes. In 2018 is when they reached out for the first time, and then 2019 was the second year. And that's when there was this documentary that they were making with Michelle Obama for girls' education. And they reached out to me for that. And I think that was my first kind of step up from what I was doing back home. And that kind of opened a lot of doors for me. So YouTube has been a huge cheerleader in my journey beyond just doing the content that I was natively doing on my channel, just putting me out there, giving me a platform to speak about things. And then I happened to meet Nikhil, who kind of put me in touch with goalkeepers. So that's how that started. The UNDP kind of came in through both these channels. So it kind of went into a whole domino effect once the first Creators for Change video went out. And yeah, so that's how it began.
And when did you blow up and all of that? 2018, 2017?
My first video actually went viral. So I started in Feb of 2015, and the first video that really, really blew up was in the July of that year. Quickly.
What was it about?
It was a video called Words Delhiites Use. I hurt a lot of Delhi ego in that video, but it kind of like blew up. And then it's just been like a roller coaster. Like it was not 1 week was like another for a very, very long time.
Very cool. And now, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to more acting. I'm writing.
Is that a natural transition? Creator, distribution, acting?
It wasn't planned. I was very surprised when it started coming my way because when I started making content, I don't think any of us thought that these avenues were actually even possible for us. So I was very surprised with it. I've always loved acting and I missed it after I quit theatre. So when it came, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a try. But it wasn't conscious, no. It just kind of happened.
Is there a hierarchy in that world? Like, I know there is a hierarchy between TV actors and large screen actors. When an influencer comes into that world, is it tougher? Like, are you treated the same as an actor?
I feel like I also happen to be very fortunate to become an actor at a time when the lines are slightly blurrier than they were before. I feel like OTT really opened it up for actors, where now if you see, like for example, seeing what a Karishma Tanna is doing or what a Harman Baweja is doing, like it's just crazy seeing them. Because now suddenly I don't think that hierarchy is there where, you know, if you're a TV actor, you won't get cast because TV, film, theatre, everybody's doing OTT.
I don't mean from a casting lens,
okay.
but from a societal hierarchy perception lens.
I think there is. Unfortunately, there is. There's even classism between platforms. If we are a TikToker, a Facebooker, a YouTuber, or an Instagrammer, it's like YouTuber is like class 1 citizen, then Instagrammer, then TikToker, then Facebooker.
Is that true?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you agree with the classing?
What did you say again, the order?
I think YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Facebook.
I think, see, the people who... There's a line that I think Kunal Shah had once said, which is, jitna bada screen, utna bada profile, right? Like, the bigger the screen, the higher the status.
Totally.
Right? So, movie, perception is very high status. And then for a long time, it was like television came before digital. And I think now digital is kind of penetrating a lot of it. Mostly my thesis is that, hey, if you own distribution, you own eyeballs, no matter where you move to, the eyeballs will travel there. And it's playing out in the OTT world. Like Bhuvan has his own show, Prajakta has her own show. But I think like it still plays out in ways like if a you know, an Instagram creator gets a hoarding, right? They're on a hoarding. It's still a huge moment. It becomes the reel saying, oh, look, I'm on a hoarding, even though every story gets way more eyeballs than a hoarding board.
What's a hoarding?
A hoarding, like a billboard.
Oh,
like
you were on a billboard recently.
I was, yes.
A candy thing.
Yeah, with candy.
And so when I was on a billboard, it's like the billboard gets what, 10 views, 20 views?
Exactly.
But the picture of the billboard on Instagram gets
way
so
more.
many likes.
I have something to say about Kunaja thing. The screen. What did you say? That the bigger the screen is, the
Bigger the screen, higher the status.
okay. And then combining it with this whole us getting older and times changing, I'd be way more excited to meet Joe Rogan than Tom Cruise. Because Joe Rogan's affected my life so much in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not at all Gen Z. I'm like a core millennial. But I can see how my thought process is becoming more Gen Z just because of the times. And I'm sure that a lot of Gen Zs would say that about the digital stars who've survived in the long term. Like I don't care about meeting Hollywood actors. I would care a lot about meeting Nawal Ravikant and Joe Rogan and Tim
You think
Ferriss.
that'll be true for you?
It was true even in the previous generation. Let me explain how. Like in our time, it would be insanely cool to hang out with an MTV VJ.
Yeah.
It would be very cool.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were not movie stars, but they were
God,
the other
Ranveer.
Ranveer,
Oh my
right?
God.
Like I'd give an arm and a leg to hang out with Ranveer.
Yeah.
So it was the other category of someone that you saw regularly.
Yeah.
You know, you'd see a movie star twice a year, but here were VJs who you'd see every day. And similarly now for people that be watching Nuseir every day. So that feeling of, oh my God, I can't believe this moment is real, happens more when you see someone regularly. So I think digital folks have occupied that.
Yeah.
So it's been true for multiple generations, I think. It's not just now.
Actually, very interesting. And the kids of today, the amount of time they spend on devices, not watching movies.
The number one occupation for that people vie for today, especially kids, is influencer.
Yeah, that's the reason why we were doing this. So this show is typically around people who want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So whatever a 20-year-old boy or girl needs to know about entering a certain industry, we try and hit that and give them all the info that is required. Like we did one around starting a restaurant recently.
Yeah.
We did something else before that. It has become so important, even for people like me, an entrepreneur, to build distribution, because paying for distribution takes away so much of the delta you might have that a person with distribution brings organically.
Yeah.
I think we left off at, they said what they think about Prajakta, you did not. They said hardworking.
No, I said that
I'm Bill Gates.
she's representing India to the world.
But if we're speaking of hardworking, I want to mention something about Nuseir. I don't know anyone who works as much.
You just said that about her.
No, I didn't say that
No,
about
no.
her. I didn't say.
I
Okay, if I have to
cannot work
judge
in the
everyone on
way
how
you
hard
say.
they work.
Who works harder, Nuseir or Prajakta?
Him, for sure.
Nuseir
sure.
works incredibly hard. And I think I've once asked, I won't mention what he said, but I once asked Nuseir saying what drives him. And he's got like an ambition and a purpose that is intensely strong. That I think is like, I don't feel that, what Nuseir feels.
I also feel like with him, he's always so aware and so on. Like I'll at least 20 times a day, I'll have moments where I'll just zone out and I'll not kind of keep up with. But anytime you meet him, and I've seen him at 5 o'clock in the morning at a breakfast buffet. I've seen him at 2 o'clock in the morning at a party with a drink. And I just feel like, I had the drink. Me, I had a drink. But every time I've had a conversation with him, it's never been dull or it's never been kind of like, it's not small talk, which I appreciate.
Each of you have a different journey from whatever profession to content creator.
Yeah.
To another profession, actor, businessman, social change maker.
No, entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
I'm not a social change maker.
Entrepreneur sounds cooler than businessman. Like, businessman sounds like I'm Singhania Saab. Like, Hustler, yeah.
What am I, Tanmay?
You are king, Nikhil.
Yeah, right.
You are poster boy. Bangalore poster boy.
And Ranveer?
I think I did a little bit of entrepreneurship, but I'm back to being a content creator and I want to stay here. I'm really